with open hearts and open minds. First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado presents Hope and Coffee with Pastor Hugo Venegas.
Hi, this is Hugo Venegas. Welcome to Hope and Coffee. It is Friday. Happy Friday. We are doing our Advent season series, and we're focusing this week on the candle of joy. We're talking about 5 streams that we need to immerse ourselves in order to experience more joy. The first one was God, more joy in God. Second, ourselves, more joy in ourselves, being more content with how God made us. The third one was joy in others. And yesterday I talked about joining high vibration communities where we can experience more joy. Joy is one of the highest vibrations in human experience. So the more people who exude joy that we hang out with, they will raise our level. And if we are around negative people, they will drag our level down. So that's what I am encouraging you to do, to join a community that is high vibration, that is positive, that is life-giving, that is inspirational, and be around those people. That's what I desire for 2021. I want to be around more positive people. I want to be around inspirational people. I want to be around, belong to a tribe that is going to elevate me, that is going to challenge me, that is going to inspire me to be a better person. And today I want us to talk about having more joy in creation. Having more joy in creation. I was reflecting this week on the story of Christmas in the Gospel of Luke. And then I came to verses 8 and 9, and it says, "And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified." Now, here's what I am thinking. Where did God send his angels to make the announcement of the birth of Christ? Was it in the synagogue? Was it in Herod's courts? Was it in the Roman government's building? No, it was out in the fields, out in the hills, where the minimum wagers, as the shepherds, those who took care of sheep, those were the minimum wage people. It was not a reputable profession. It was the easiest job and the hardest job that you could probably find. And they're out in nature, and God reveals himself through the angels in the middle of nature. And I believe that nature is where God reveals a lot of who he is, the character, the power of God, the creativity of God. We can experience more joy by being in nature. So that's the 5th stream, the 5th river that I want to talk to you about, is to spend more time in nature, because God appeared to the shepherds out in nature. And this is what we need to know. Let me give you 3 suggestions. I need us to focus on getting discipled by God in nature. If you look at the Gospels, do you know where Jesus took the disciples to get them discipled? Up on the mountaintop. He took them across the Sea of Galilee. He took them out on the roadsides. They walked through Jericho. They walked on their way up to Jerusalem. They took boat rides. He was always out in the middle of the desert with them. He traveled, and in nature, that's where I think we can grow more spiritually. I love our beautiful sanctuary. I love being in here and the pipe organs, but you know what? The greatest cathedral to experience God is nature. So I want you to go out into nature. Go on a walk. Go out into the snow-capped mountains and have God disciple you so we can have more joy in nature. The second thing that I want you to find is, what is your sweet spot in nature? We all have a sweet spot in nature where we can feel calm, we can feel peaceful, we can feel regenerated. And I have a friend, she's my friend on Facebook. I don't know her personally, but she's a famous Olympian. She is a winter Olympian. And I met her even before she won the gold. And she puts pictures on Facebook all the time of her being in her element. And a couple days ago, she had her ski board raised, hoisted up to heaven. And she was on top of a snow-capped mountain. And she was like, I am on top of the world. And I am like, I am glad that you're on top of your world. That's your world. I applaud you and your world. But that ain't my world. My world is beach. I'm an ocean person. I am an ocean person. I go anywhere close to the ocean and I feel God. What is it for you? For some of you, it's the mountains. For some of you, it's going to your cabin. For some of you, you want to be in a resort town. Resort towns corrupt me. They don't get me closer to God. The less people I have with the beach, the closer I get to God. Where is your sweet spot in nature? Where God speaks to you, where God ministers to you. Go there and spend time with Him. I always say to our members of our church, we have various members who love going on their cabins and when I first became a pastor here, they would come up to me and apologize and say, we're sorry, but we are not going to be in church. And I'm like, where are you going? We're going to the mountains. I'm like, well, that's your church. Go worship God there. This is not the only place. You can go worship God, and you may even have a better time out in the cabin or up in the mountains worshiping God. The only thing I ask you is fulfill your responsibility, and before you go to vacation, make sure that you send your check to the church with your offerings and your tithes. And you're like, why would you tell them that? Because we all have a responsibility to support the ministry of God. And the responsibility is for you to support the ministry of God. Your responsibility is not to come and warm a pew that is not doing much for you, hearing sermons that may not be even doing anything for you, being in Bible studies that may be boring where you don't understand anything, and you can go out into the nature and hear a bird sing and you can feel God. That's the Green Cathedral. So I want you to be responsible with the mission, but I want you to feel no guilt when you're on your vacations or you take a weekend off to go be with God in the mountains. Are you with me? Enjoy more of nature. And the final thing that I want to give to you is ask God to show you a new meeting spot in nature. Where is a place that God wants to take you on a date? Have you ever thought about that? That God would love to go on a date with you? And one of God's favorite places to take His children on dates is nature. I was meditating a couple days ago through a YouTube video. And as the video was going and the music was sounding, I started feeling attracted to waterfalls. And in fact, the first time I felt compelled and drawn into waterfalls was a picture of a waterfall, an immense waterfall from Iceland. And my nephew is right now in Iceland studying volcanoes. He's got a couple more weeks. He's been over there for months. And he was raising his hands and you could see the mighty waterfall and a rainbow. And I felt drawn into that. And then I started subsequently feeling drawn by waterfalls. And I feel that God wants to have a date with me at a waterfall. So ask God, where in nature would you want me to go meet you? Is it in the Sequoia National Forest? Is it in the Rocky Mountain National Park? Is it behind Mount Rushmore? Sorry, I remember a t-shirt that I saw that they were selling up there where the guy's saying, we must be somewhere behind Mount Rushmore. Where does God want you to be in nature? You have to take that trip to Baja California or that cruise to Norway. Make sure you get vaccinated before you go. But where does God want to date you in nature? So this is what we have been studying this week. Immersing ourselves in joy. And there are 5 streams, 5 rivers. The river of God, the stream of yourself. Enjoy more of who you are. Enjoy more of others. Join a high vibration community where joy and creativity and love and positivity is high, because that will raise you up instead of being a part of a community of hate, of violence that will just bring your energies down. And today, have more joy in creation. Find God in nature. Enjoy God in nature. He is the creator. And when we're in the middle of nature, something beautiful happens within us. This is Hugo Venegas, and I hope that you have a marvelous, joy-filled weekend, and join us again next week for our final session of Hope and Coffee. Have a marvelous day. Hugo Venegas from Pueblo, Colorado. God bless you.
Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed our Inspirational Bible Study, like or subscribe below. Join us for worship online or in person. You can visit us at firstumcpueblo.org, or you can come by at 310 West 11th Street, Pueblo, Colorado, 81003. Give us a call, 719-544-1917, and join us again tomorrow for another Inspirational Bible Study. We'll see you soon.